Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm giving Stockfish one extra dragon each game until I lose. The dragon moves like a knight and a bishop. Let's get started with game number one. Alright, game number one, as you can see, Stockfish has exactly one dragon. We're playing against fairy Stockfish, which is basically like normal Stockfish, but it can play against these fairy pieces. Okay, now let's talk a little bit of strategy. Giving Stockfish one singular dragon is kind of like giving John Wick one singular needle. Like by itself, it's probably not going to dismantle your position. But if Stockfish gets this piece in just the right place, it could be over pretty darn fast. The strategy for this first game I think is pretty easy. We kind of just push these pawns until they promote, and this dragon by itself is neither going to be able to stop them nor going to be able to checkmate my king through this defense. That will very quickly change, as you will see as we start adding dragons, but for the meantime we should be able to just promote to some extra queens, force Stockfish to give up the dragon, and we'll be in a pretty good spot. Okay, dragon comes back, threatens the queen, will bring a rook into the equation. Check. We do get the dragon actually for a rook, not even for a queen. It is worth keeping in mind that Stockfish is basically playing to delay checkmate for as long as possible. We'll go ahead and cut him off on these two files and deliver my favorite type rather on these two ranks and deliver my favorite type of mate in the middle of the board. With that, we win game number one. Let's go ahead and give Stockfish two dragons. All right, Stockfish now with two dragons on the board. Fun little fact, it is possible to checkmate with only a single dragon. So it is worth keeping in mind that these are very dangerous pieces. This time I'm already going to play it a little bit differently because there is a world where, for example, Stockfish lines up two different dragons on the same diagonal and delivers mate on f2. Is it likely? Not particularly, but it is very possible. So we're going to play this one a little bit more safely. I'm going to sort of hunker down my position first. And now that I've basically created myself a nuclear bunker for my king, now I think I can start pushing the pawns with relative confidence. Again, Stockfish shouldn't be able to stop me from promoting all of these pawns. As soon as it goes for one, I will just push another, and this will basically be the meta until Stockfish can prove to me that it's capable of stopping all of these pawns. So it's officially stopped both of these pawns, but there's a pretty easy solution. Add another pawn into the mix. And Stockfish simply does not have enough firepower to stop all of these pawns from promoting. We'll go ahead and, sacrifice the rook. The dragon moves out of the way, we'll promote yet another pawn, capture back, and right now, again, Stockfish is just playing that game of warding off the checkmate for as long as possible. Check, and mate. Let's go ahead and give Stockfish three dragons. All right, three dragons on the board for Stockfish. I know from the video that we made on this where I was using dragons to try to defeat Stockfish, I know for a fact that at like 7 or so is the cutoff at which point Stockfish is just absolutely winning. So I'd like to push it as close to 7 as possible. We get three dragons now on the board. I don't think my strategy has to change all that much. I think we're looking for pretty much the same idea. Whoa, okay, this time we're playing way more aggressive. Please exit the position. Thank you. It's looking for attacking chances from the get-go. We'll go ahead and hunker down again. And again, I don't think there's a way for Stockfish to materialize an advantage. Let's start pushing these pawns. Now, it is possible for Stockfish to outright win these pawns because there's enough firepower now to accomplish that. But I do think that the pressure alone will compromise the engine's position enough that it won't have any new ideas. Oh, knight to d5 forks the dragons. Sweet. Now this is absolutely winning. In fact, I'll push this pawn right away. Let's target the dragons. Nice, we'll start pushing these pawns, and we already know that this is winning. One extra pawn one extra knight out of the equation is not going to tip the scale. Oh, sweet. We'll go ahead and give check, looking for promotion. Oh, this is a counter check. Okay, maybe I should not play this super fast and loose. We'll go ahead and target the dragon. It moves out of the way. Nice. We'll go ahead and promote this pawn. So far, so good. We'll give check, sack the rook for the dragon, and promote an extra pawn just for style points. All right, we now cut off the king and pre-move checkmate against Stockfish with three dragons. Let's go to move on to four dragons. All right, four dragons now on the board. This is the point where we have to start getting a little bit stingy with our moves. We're not losing by any means. This is still a winning game, I'm pretty darn sure. But four dragons, four Stockfish could be a minor issue. So, okay, the dragon develops. I still don't see any tactics. We are warding them off. Limiting their ability to move is going to be quite a challenge considering it can always move like a bishop and it can always move like a knight, but that doesn't mean that we have to create any weaknesses whatsoever in our position. Okay, these are just waiting moves, 100%. So I feel pretty confident that I can start moving my pawns forward as we've done in previous games. Nice, a little dragon tower for the style points. Okay, there's no way that it's going to be able to stop this, I don't think. We'll push again. Right, okay, and it sort of plugs that promotion square with one of their dragon pieces. Now, I can't quite push this because that's just free, but I guess I could just sacrifice the rook. And just sacrificing to get rid of the dragons, honestly, is probably a valid plan. Okay, the dragon advances. It's not threatening anything concrete that I can see, so we'll push the pawn again, and again, and again, and now it has to sacrifice. Nice. It did manage to waste a lot of our tempo, but again, we can sort of read into the engine, and it's very clearly just playing to... No! Oh my goodness, I have no words for that at all. Oh my god. I was gonna say, it's very clearly just playing to prolong the checkmate for as long as possible, and my idea with this last move, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. My idea with this last move was to move the bishop here, kick out the dragon, and then promote. And then that was gonna be an easy peasy victory. That is checkmate, because it moves like a knight and gives check, and moves like a bishop to cover that f1 square. That's so insane. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not gonna end the video there, because honestly, I don't think my ego can handle it, but officially on the record, I guess we've lost now to Stockfish with 4 dragons. I can't believe that. Okay, let's run that back again. I'm pretty sure we can make it to 5 or 6 pretty comfortably, but holy smokes, I need to slow down because that is insane. Like I said, it's like giving John Wick a needle. 99 out of 100 times, it's not going to be an issue, but when that needle flies up your nose, holy smokes, you are going to feel it. All right, let's go ahead and try 4 dragons one more time. All right, 4 dragons back on the board. Again, officially, I've lost with 4 dragons. I have to concede. Stockfish really stuck that needle right up my nose and got me good. But I do think that concretely, soundly playing chess, we should be able to win this quite comfortably. Okay, not falling for any of these silly ideas again, so we're on the hyper defensive this time. We get dragon to d6. So far, so good. Okay, why is it playing so aggressively? Please leave your pieces back there, and thank you. Okay, the dragon does move back. Let's start moving these pawns on the side of the board. I'm fine with sacrificing anything, including rooks, to get these dragons out of my hair as soon as possible. Surely we'll get a sacrifice. Nice. We'll go ahead and advance one of these pawns. I just realized I've been calling them sacrifices, when you could probably make the argument that these dragons are worth upwards of 7 points. We had another dragon plugging the position. Let's just bring another pawn into the equation. So far, so good. I know I'm playing relatively quickly, but I am looking out for any silly dragon diving into my position sort of ideas. I'll go ahead and push this pawn, sacrifice the queen. Oh, and the dragon covers. Okay, wait, but that just means I can sacrifice and then pin the next dragon with my rook. So I'll go ahead and play here. Nice. Okay, and this has to be just completely winning. Again, we've already found out that it takes exactly 1 dragon for the game to be thrown out the window, but this should be significantly more comfortable than the previous games. Go ahead and develop towards the center of the board. The dragon targets the knight. We'll go ahead and develop this pawn, or rather defend it with a pawn. The dragon moves back, probably threatening this, but I can still develop my queen. I don't really care about losing this because I just kind of move out of the way, I believe. And there's no follow-up to that, right? It sacrifices the dragon, which we will take. And now it's just a matter of mating the king. All right, we'll move the knight in. Again, we're not looking for stalemate, so we have to be very careful with that idea. We'll give check with the bishop and mate. Okay, we did manage to defeat Stockfish with 4 dragons. Let's go to move on to 5 dragons. All right, 5 dragons now on the board. I do still think we have a pretty concrete advantage. We should still be completely winning, but Stockfish now has enough material that it can sacrifice any which way it so pleases to deliver a checkmate. And we already know it only takes 1 of them to mate the king. The dragon moves back. I don't think this is a reason to stop developing my pieces as we have so far. And let's start with these sideways pawn pushes. The king moves back. Go ahead and move this dragon out of the way. Coming on through. Okay, we get a dragon blocking our pawn, so we'll do the same thing on the other side of the board. We really want to force these ideas to start stripping Stockfish of these dragons. Okay, it's playing a defensive game so far, so we should have some sort of advantage. Let's move this pawn forward. I'm happy with giving up 2 pieces for a dragon. Again, I don't think this threatens anything, so I think I can just continue with my previous plan. We do get, oh, this dragon defends. Yeah, I probably should have seen that. Okay, I'm just gonna move my king. If I move my king over, I lose the queen for the dragon. Oh, we go for this trade first. Okay, I think that's fine. Dragon takes back. I shuffle over again. We do drop the queen. We'll go ahead and take back. And now it's 3 dragons versus this army, which I do still think is completely winning. There is this idea of check, which I don't love. So I'm going to move my rook over first. This is a very, very sketchy position. Okay, the dragon comes in, it threatens the rook, also threatens to take the pawn, which also would give check. If my king tries to, wow, that's so gross. Like, genuinely, the way Stockfish plays with these fairy pieces is genuinely disgusting. Here's the threat. Were it not my turn, were it Stockfish's turn at the moment, it could take with check. Should I move over? Because again, it delivers check as a bishop. Should I move the king over? Dragon to g3, gives check as a knight, covers e2 as a knight, defends the other dragon as a bishop, which still covers g1. So that would actually be mate. Should I play here? It's basically the same idea. Dragon here delivers mate as a bishop and covers my escape squares both as a knight and as another bishop, and obviously they defend each other as bishops. So that's all to say, we can't allow anything capturing on f2. So let's, oh wait a minute. If I cover the square, dragon to e2 gives check. I move out of the way, and maybe that's okay. Okay, it does give check. I think I just move out of the way though. Oh, and then it just takes the pawn. Okay, that's so crazy how Stockfish can just sort of change gears from mate and 2 to, okay, let's grab this pawn at the moment. Actually, wait, it still might be threatening mate. Is that? Oh yeah, that is mate. Yeah, because it covers as a bishop. This covers as a knight. This covers as a knight, and this delivers mate as a knight. Okay, so we're not out of the woods yet whatsoever. How do I cover this square? Or do I just advance my king? No, advancing my king can't possibly be the right move here. Okay, let's cover with the knight moving to e5. Oh, this is such, I feel like I'm gonna get mated here, but I don't think there's anything else I can do about this. Okay, let's cover with the knight. Whoa, king moves out of the way. So there's no mate there, surely. Otherwise, Stockfish wouldn't have made a waiting move. I mean, the position might still be compromised, but okay, if it doesn't think there's a mate, then I'm gonna move my pawns around. Okay, the dragon develops to f5. This is very clearly a point of interest, which makes a lot of sense because we already calculated that if we have to hang out on these dark squares, we get mated. So what do we actually do about that? Let me see if it's actually still mate. Here, I just take. Check, I move up. Oh, but the problem is we have the escape on h3, don't we? Or can you just play this? Or this? Check, I take, check. I move back, check again. Oh, I guess it would be a threefold repetition. That's pretty lame. But maybe g3 is enough to hold it off because it creates a new escape square. Oh, okay, dragon here means I can just take. Oh, that's mate! Oh my goodness. Wait, g3 was already forced losing, wasn't it? That's so insane. Yeah, it was already forced losing. Because check, and there's literally no legal move but taking, which I thought meant I was winning a dragon, but actually it was checkmate. Holy smokes. Because it gives check as a knight, and the other dragons cover these squares as bishops. Wow, okay, with that we lose to 5 dragons. I want to give that one more try. I know technically the video is supposed to end when I lose the first game, but that would be a total snooze. And either way, I kind of want to push the limits of this and see how far I can drag Stockfish along. Okay, let's go ahead and try 5 knights again, or rather 5 dragons again. All right, 5 dragons on the board again. The question is, do we change our strategy at all? And I think the answer is no. I just have to be a little bit more cautious about noticing, yeah, like that right away, when Stockfish is trying to lead into a kingside attack. I'm actually going to defend with my queen. I feel like that's the most sound way to go about this. A dragon could come in and target c2, so I'm going to play d3 to cover that idea. There is a lot of pressure being stacked on f3. Let's cover. Oh, I can't cover because I dropped this. So let's cover with the knight instead. Wait, what? Why is this not just free? I don't see why this is not just free. I'm going to go ahead and take. They take. Oh, and they're looking for this recapture, and then check hits. Oh wait, it's mate. You've got, that's so insane. That's actually so crazy. Okay, if I take, it's checkmate in 1, and that was the only legal move, and it's checkmate because it covers like a bishop and gives check like a knight. Okay, I concede. Stockfish can definitely beat me with 5 dragons. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Let me know down below what other fairy pieces I should play with, and I will see you guys. Wait a minute. Let me just see the analysis board. Was it losing from move 1? Oh, it is. Oh, from move 1, it's already -2 in favor of Stockfish. I do apologize for the formatting. I was doing the outro. I will see you guys in the next one.